Greetings and welcome to the NewsRamp Leadership and Management Podcast. I'm your host, Max Newsman, delighted to have you with us as we explore today's top stories. At newsramp.com, we curate business news from the best newswires, bringing you the most relevant updates. Before we dive in, just a quick heads up. While AI assists in producing this podcast and generating the voices, the news stories are all real. You can read the full articles on newsramp.com. Today is Tuesday morning, June 3rd, 2025, and we have a great mix of leadership and management headlines lined up for you. So whether you're on the go, working out, or just relaxing, stay with us as we get started. Here's our first headline.
Krasdale Foods announces 2 promotions and a new hire at its distribution center and within its business initiatives and finance departments. Krasdale Foods, a family-owned business serving independent supermarkets, has announced leadership changes. Guillermo Fisher, with over 40 years at Krasdale, is now general manager focusing on technology at the distribution center. Rob Gangimi, promoted to vice president of finance, will uphold compliance standards and bring strategic insight. John Alexandrovich, the new hire, will identify growth opportunities and enhance customer collaboration. President Gus Lebiak commends their contributions and looks forward to their future successes. Krasdale has been supporting independent food markets for 117 years, with operations in the Northeast and Florida under banners like Seatown and Bravo. Cure Alzheimer's Fund appoints 2 new members to its board of directors. Cure Alzheimer's Fund has appointed Christine Villas-Boas and Brittany Bolin to its board of directors. Henry McCants, board chair, expressed excitement for their unique perspectives in advancing research to combat Alzheimer's disease. Christine Villas-Boas, president of the Michelle and Claire Gudafin Family Foundation, brings extensive banking and philanthropic experience. Brittany Bolin, former senior VP of strategy for the Denver Broncos, is dedicated to community impact. Cure Alzheimer's Fund, a nonprofit funding Alzheimer's research, has granted over $232 million to researchers worldwide. The organization has received top ratings for its transparency and commitment to directing donations to research programs.
AMG appoints Thomas M. Wojcik as President and Chief Operating Officer. AMG, a strategic partner to leading independent investment management firms globally, has appointed Thomas M. Wojcik as President, effective June 3rd, 2025. Mr. Wojcik will also continue to serve as Chief Operating Officer, working with Chief Executive Officer J.C. Horgan on developing and executing AMG's growth strategy. Since joining in 2019, Mr. Wojcik has played an instrumental role in expanding AMG's participation in growth areas, increasing exposure to private markets and alternative strategies. With a background at BlackRock Inc., Mr. Wojcik brings a wealth of experience to his new role. AMG, with approximately $712 billion in assets under management, focuses on investing in high-quality, independent, partner-owned firms to generate long-term value.
Advizon appoints Clark Richards as vice president. Advizon, a comprehensive technology platform for financial advisors, has appointed Clark Richards as vice president of client success. Richards will lead client-facing teams, focusing on customer support and relationship management. With over 14 years of experience in client engagement and team leadership, Richards brings a wealth of knowledge to Advizon. His strategic leadership will further enhance Advizon's commitment to delivering exceptional service to its rapidly growing client base of over 2,100 advisory firms. CEO Hylan Lee expressed excitement about Richards' appointment, highlighting his alignment with Advizon's mission of providing powerful technology and an exceptional experience. Richards' background, working with enterprise clients, will contribute to Advizon's ongoing growth and success. Oceans Equity appoints Scott Bartnick as managing partner. Oceans Equity, a Miami-based private equity firm, has appointed Scott Bartnick as managing partner. Scott will co-lead firm operations, investment activities, and portfolio oversight. With extensive experience in driving growth across industries like business services, consumer, and healthcare, Scott joins from Boyne Capital. Managing partner Josh Bilmes expressed enthusiasm, highlighting Scott's leadership and expertise. Scott looks forward to contributing to Ocean's Equity's development and success, working alongside Josh to offer high-growth investment opportunities. For more information, visit oceans-equity.com. Bill appoints Rohini Jain as Chief Financial Officer. Bill, a leading financial operations platform for small and mid-sized businesses, has appointed Rohini Jain as Chief Financial Officer. Jain, a global finance executive with experience at PayPal, Walmart, and General Electric, will lead finance strategy reporting to CEO Renee Lacerte. President John Rettig will also take on the role of Chief Operating Officer to accelerate growth. Jain's appointment aims to drive the next phase of Bill's growth, leveraging innovation to serve millions of SMBs. With expertise in accelerating business growth, Rohini brings over 20 years of experience in finance, product, and operations. She joins Bill from PayPal, where she served as CFO and SVP. Bill is focused on automating the future of finance to help businesses thrive, with a platform that streamlines payables, receivables, and spend management for hundreds of thousands of businesses.
Brad Miller joins Keystone as president of Core AI. Keystone.ai announced the appointment of Brad Miller as president of Core AI. With over 3 decades of experience in enterprise AI, Miller joins from Moderna, where he led a successful AI transformation. At Moderna, he pioneered the use of ChatGPT and created mChat, an award-winning GenAI platform. Under his leadership, Moderna embraced AI at scale, resulting in measurable improvements in operational efficiency. Keystone CEO Greg Richards welcomed Miller, highlighting his experience at Amazon, Microsoft, and other major companies. Miller's mission at Keystone is to embed AI as the scientific engine behind every critical decision their customers make, bringing clarity to complexity and measurable impact to every corner of the business.
10 Point Therapeutics appoints Melissa Epperly as Chief Financial Officer. 10 Point Therapeutics, a global biotechnology company, has appointed Melissa Epperly as Chief Financial Officer. Epperly brings over 2 decades of financial leadership experience in the biopharmaceutical industry, having served as CFO for public and private companies. Her previous roles include CFO positions at Zentalis Pharmaceuticals, Cioxis Therapeutics, and R-Pharm US. Epperly's deep capital markets experience and operational command will be valuable as 10 Point prepares for the potential U.S. launch of Brimocol PF, its lead candidate for presbyopia treatment. Epperly holds an MBA from Harvard Business School and a BA in biochemistry and economics from the University of Virginia. 10 Point Therapeutics is focused on developing treatments to rejuvenate vision in the aging eye, including presbyopia, cataracts, and geographic atrophy.
Nike appoints Michael Gonda as EVP. Nike Inc. announced the appointment of Michael Gonda as Executive Vice President and Chief Communications Officer, effective July 7, 2025. Gonda will lead the global communications organization, overseeing storytelling, corporate reputation, and employee engagement. Reporting to CEO Elliott Hill, Gonda's strategic leadership and storytelling expertise will amplify Nike's voice in the world of sports. Coming from McDonald's Corporation, Gonda brings a wealth of experience in communications and leadership. He is excited to join Nike and help shape the next chapter of the company's story. Theoria Medical expands industry-leading senior leadership team with key hires. Theoria Medical, a leading physician-led organization focusing on post-acute and senior living care, has expanded its senior leadership team. Brendan McNamara is the new Chief Operating Officer, bringing operational expertise from Main Street Health and Sound Telemedicine. Svetlana Vinokur joins as Chief Financial Officer with experience from VillageMD and Nielsen IQ. Manny Raposo, previously at FarmScript, is the new Chief Growth Officer. Kevin Murphy, appointed Chief of Value-Based Care, brings innovation in senior care models. Marcia Sigenza, the new Chief Human Resources Officer, has extensive experience in physician practice management. This team aims to elevate standards and unify clinical operations to provide high-quality, value-based care across the post-acute patient journey.
Timken appoints Timothy A. Graham, President of Industrial Motion. The Timken Company announced the appointment of Timothy A. Graham as President of Industrial Motion, succeeding Christopher A. Coughlin. Graham with extensive global experience, will lead the industrial motion business to further scale and accelerate growth. Coughlin, who is retiring, will support the transition. Graham, who joined Timken in 2003, has a strong track record in global operations and supply chain leadership. He holds a bachelor's degree in transportation and logistics management and an executive MBA. Timken, a global technology leader in engineered bearings, posted $4.6 billion in sales in 2024 and employs approximately 19,000 people worldwide. Donaldson appoints Richard Lewis Chief Operating Officer. Donaldson Company, a global leader in filtration products, has appointed Richard Lewis as Chief Operating Officer, effective August 1, 2025. In this role, Lewis will oversee the company's segments, operations, supply chain, and technology functions. With 23 years of experience at Donaldson, Lewis brings a deep understanding of the business and a track record of operational success. He will continue to report to Todd Carpenter, the CEO. Lewis, currently president of the Life Sciences segment, will hold both roles until a successor is named. His background includes key leadership positions within the company. Donaldson, founded in 1915, is known for its innovative solutions across various industries. For more information, visit www.donaldson.com. Alight appoints Donna Dorsey as Chief Human Resources Officer. Alight Inc. announced the appointment of Donna Dorsey as Chief Human Resources Officer. In this role, Donna will lead Alight's global people strategy, overseeing talent development, organizational effectiveness, culture, and employee experience. CEO Dave Guillemette praised Donna's HR leadership, coaching expertise, and legal acumen, aligning with their culture and goals. Donna joins Alight from International Motors, where she was Executive Vice President, Chief People and Culture Officer. She aims to continue Alight's reputation for prioritizing people, collaborating with the HR team to foster a workplace where every colleague can thrive. Alight is a cloud-based human capital technology provider for large organizations, focusing on employee benefits and workforce well-being. Learn more at alight.com. Northern Trust appoints Catherine McCabe to lead OCIO strategy for asset servicing. Northern Trust has appointed Catherine McCabe to lead the OCIO strategy for its asset servicing business unit. In this new role, McCabe will develop strategic relationships with outsourced chief investment officer firms and the investment consultant community. Reporting to Melanie Pickett, head of Asset Servicing Americas, McCabe's expertise will be crucial in building stronger relationships with the OCIO community. With over 30 years of experience in the asset owner space, McCabe's background includes leadership roles at State Street Bank and Trust Company and Bank of New York Mellon. Northern Trust aims to empower its clients within the asset owner segment to maximize investment returns and serve their constituents effectively. Founded in 1889, Northern Trust is a global leader in wealth management, asset servicing, and banking.
Grant Thornton appoints Rick Charette as CFO. Grant Thornton, a leading provider of audit, assurance, tax, and advisory services, has appointed Rick Charette as its new Chief Financial Officer. Charette, with nearly 30 years of financial executive experience, will succeed Mohammed Bayat, who is retiring after over 2 decades with the company. Charette officially takes on the CFO role on June 2nd. His background includes leadership roles at private equity-backed companies and public markets. CEO Jim Pico expressed confidence in Charette's ability to drive value as the company expands globally. Before joining Grant Thornton, Charette was CFO at Transportation Equipment Network, where he improved operational efficiency. Charette is excited to build on the firm's legacy of innovation and growth. Grant Thornton, with revenues of $2.7 billion in offices across the U.S., Ireland, and the UAE, offers a wide range of professional services through its member firms in over 150 global markets.
Perinatologist Dr. Lama El Tolimat named a 2025 Castle Connolly Top Doctor. Dr. Lama El Tolimat, an obstetrician and gynecologist with advanced fellowship training in maternal-fetal medicine, has been named a 2025 Castle Connolly Top Doctor for the 2nd consecutive year. Only about 7% of the nation's licensed physicians receive this prestigious honor annually. Dr. Tolomat, the first female perinatologist to establish her own private practice in Central Florida, has over 20,000 deliveries and consultations in her 28 years of expertise. Committed to personalized care, she leads a diverse team that transcends linguistic and cultural barriers to ensure every patient feels valued. Dr. Tolemat's dedication to excellence and innovation in patient care has earned her recognition from her peers and motivates her to continue pushing boundaries in medicine. Learn more about Castle Connolly's top doctors at castleconnolly.com.
Marquise Who's Who listee Lisette Cross explores shame, faith, and leadership on Innovator's Journey. Reverend Dr. Lisette Cross, founder of Liberation Lounge and executive director of Diversity Richmond, recently discussed the impact of shame on self-worth, relationships, and leadership on Innovator's Journey. She highlighted the importance of connecting faith, sexuality, and leadership to promote wholeness and authenticity. Cross emphasized that healing starts with oneself and influences how we lead and interact with others. Living authentically, she believes, brings liberation to both ourselves and those around us. Marquise Who's Who has been recognizing accomplished individuals since 1899, providing a valuable resource for researchers, journalists, and executive search firms worldwide.
Associa appoints Rebecca Full as branch president of Houston Community Management Services. Associa has appointed Rebecca Full as branch president of Houston Community Management Services. With over 15 years of executive leadership experience in property management, Rebecca is known for her collaborative leadership style and building high-performing teams. She is committed to team development, client education, and transparent communication. Rebecca's focus on enhancing the client experience and building vibrant communities aligns well with Associa's mission and values. She looks forward to fostering a connected, welcoming environment for both clients and employees at HCMS. Associa, with over 300 branch offices and 7.5 million residents worldwide, continues to lead the industry with education, expertise, and innovation for more than 45 years. National Restaurant Association appoints Carl Dahlgren as CPO and Judy Mulcahy as COO. The National Restaurant Association has appointed Carl Dahlgren as its new Chief Product Office CPO and Judy Mulcahy as its new Chief Operating Officer COO. Dahlgren will shape the delivery of value to the industry through ServeSafe and the organization's product portfolio, while Mulcahy will oversee day-to-day operations. Their leadership aims to position the association for continued relevancy and support the prosperity of America's restaurants. Dahlgren brings over 30 years of leadership experience, while Mulcahy has over 25 years of experience in association leadership. The National Restaurant Association, founded in 1919, is the leading business association for the restaurant industry, serving over 1 million outlets and 15.7 million employees.
Kielbasa Smoked Meats announces executive leadership transitions. Kielbasa Smoked Meats, the San Antonio-based smoked sausage company, has announced a strategic leadership transition effective July 1, 2025. Michael Johnson will become president, while current president Bill Wagner transitions to executive vice chairman. Vice President of Sales Jerry Carnes will take on expanded management responsibilities. The succession plan, created by Michael Kielbasa, was approved by the board of directors. Johnson, who joined full-time after earning his MBA, has held various leadership roles over 18 years. Wagner will focus on mentoring and long-term planning. Carnes will manage sales and join the senior team. Kielbasa expressed confidence in the new leadership team and the company's continued growth.
Envestnet appoints Sean Magan as head of RIA distribution. Envestnet has appointed Sean Mayan as head of RIA distribution, a new role aimed at strengthening the company's investment in the registered independent advisor community. Magan will focus on deepening client relationships and providing technology, data insights, and managed account solutions for RIAs. With nearly 20 years of experience in wealth management, Magan is well equipped to understand the technology needs of RIAs. Envestnet's commitment to serving RIAs is further highlighted by this strategic appointment, signaling a focus on delivering for RIAs and helping them scale and grow their practices.
Trilliant appoints Bobby Paul as managing director. Trilliant has appointed Bobby Paul as managing director within the firm's financial crimes and fraud solutions team. With over 2 decades of experience in risk and compliance programs, Bobby will help financial institutions mitigate and prevent fraud and financial crime. Her background includes leading fraud programs at MVB and Experian, focusing on reducing losses and enhancing operational efficiency. Bobby's expertise will strengthen Trilliant's ability to advise clients at every stage of maturity, from early-stage fintechs to global institutions. Her appointment reinforces Trilliant's hands-on capability across the fraud and identity risk lifecycle, turning regulatory scrutiny into resilient programs. Trilliant, headquartered in Washington, D.C., provides consulting services to financial services companies globally.
Henry Mercer named Chief Investment Officer at Withum Wealth Management. Henry Mercer has been named Chief Investment Officer of Withum Wealth Management, a firm co-founded by Pinnacle Associates, Ltd. Mercer brings over 45 years of investment management experience to the role, having most recently served as president of Mercer Capital Advisors, Inc. He began his investment career in 1979 at Tucker Anthony and R.L. Day in New York, eventually becoming president and founding partner of Mercer, Bokert, Buckman, and Reed, Inc. Mercer, a Monmouth University graduate, has been a dedicated supporter of the institution, serving on its board of trustees since 2011. With his strategic thinking and commitment to delivering value to clients, Mercer is poised to make a significant impact at Withum Wealth Management.
Orbis appoints Mark White as Chief Financial and Administrative Officer. Orbis is pleased to announce that Mark White has joined the organization as the new Chief Financial and Administrative Officer. Mark brings extensive experience from his previous roles at Alight and Habitat for Humanity, with a 25-year career in the international NGO space. CEO Diana Wheeler expressed excitement about Mark's leadership qualities and dedication to collaboration and mentorship. Mark's personal experience with eye care inspired him to join Orbis, aligning with the organization's mission to provide global access to eye care. With a background in finance and administration, Mark holds a Master of Science in Taxation and was named CFO of the Year in 2023. Orbis is an international nonprofit working to eliminate avoidable blindness worldwide through sustainable eye care systems and innovative programs like CyberSight and the Flying Eye Hospital.
Exovera hires former CIA executive Jennifer Moffett as Vice President for Business Development. Exovera has hired Jennifer Moffett as Vice President for Business Development. Moffett, a former CIA executive, brings decades of experience in strategic partnerships and open-source intelligence. She will be leading business development efforts for Exo Insight TM, Exovera's digital intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance system. Moffett praised Exo Insight's capabilities, stating it excels at integrating data collection and analysis for informed decision-making. With her background in outreach and engagement, Moffett is expected to drive impactful outcomes for Exovera. CEO Bob Sugijian highlighted Moffett's strategic value and tradecraft expertise in utilizing Exo Insight for various operations. Exovera's AI-driven solutions aim to reduce risk and promote security by turning data into actionable insights for government and commercial customers.
Thank you for joining us today. That's it for this episode of the NewsRamp Leadership and Management Podcast. As a reminder, NewsRamp rates news from leading newswires like Newsworthy.ai, 24/7pressrelease.com, NewsDirect.com, and BlockchainWire.io. We encourage you to visit newsramp.com to read all of today's news.